Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bry-Fy podcast. This is episode 275 of the show, which means 25 more and we've reached episode 300, which I'm really stoked on. That's pretty much it. If you guys haven't listened to the Bry-Fy podcast before, let me tell you, I'm a one-man show that talks about comics, Nifty Nerd news, and my family, which you can hear my son singing in the background. And you might be able to hear my cat in her litter box as well. Yeah, we got a new cat. Well, it's not actually our new cat. We're cat sitting for my wife's brother, aka my brother-in-law, while he is away. So it's been fun. It's been something having this cat. But anyway, let's get on with the Nifty Nerd news so that way we can continue on with the rest of the podcast over on Podbean, Stitcher Radio. What else am I on? Google Play, Spotify, and now Podcoin. And Podcoin's really cool because for so many minutes that you listen, you earn points. Those points can then be redeemed for actual, real, not scam gift cards that you can use. I think they have like Starbucks. I think they have Amazon and other cool little gift cards. You just got to check it out, Podcoin. Go ahead. Follow my podcast and you can listen to all my new stuff. It's not like any old stuff. It's new. So when this episode comes out, it's on Podcoin, which is really cool. Plus tons of others. And then they have a bonus section for new and upcoming podcasts that you earn extra points for. So it's a really great way to promote new podcasts to Podcoin app. And it's great just for you to earn more points so you can redeem gift cards. And so I think that's a really great idea. And I'm very, very vested into Podcoin now because I like free money. And that's kind of what it does, is reward not only me, the podcaster, but you, the listener. So that's a really great idea. So anyway, let's get on with some of the Nifty Nerd news that I had to talk for this week. And up first, we have Comicpalooza news, new guest announcements, which just came out like as I finished up posting my last podcast. This news dropped, and it kind of made me mad. I could have just done like a little mini cast or a mini video to promote who these two new guests were, but I decided to just wait until this episode. The first guest announcement, which was a pretty big one, is, I gotta look at the name real quick because I can't remember, Nathalie Emmanuel, which the name might not sound familiar off the top of your head. She is a British actress. However, you might know her from her movie roles in the Fast and Furious 7 movie, or Furious 7, I think that was called. She also did the Maze Runner second movie, Scorch Trials, I believe it's called. But what most people might know her as is her character in the Game of Thrones series, known as Missandei. And if you don't know who Missandei is, she is the, I guess, right-hand woman to the next Comicpalooza guest that will be here May 10th through the 12th, and that's Emilia Clarke. And if you don't know who Emilia Clarke is, how dare you? No, she is the mother of dragons. She is Han Solo's first love. She is just a gorgeous woman and a great actress. I'm talking about what is it? Daenerys. I can't even pronounce the last name. I'm really bad at Game of Thrones names. Targaryen? Is that how you say it? Don't kill me, guys. Like, I watch the show. I do. I just don't really pay attention to the names or, like, how to say them. Why can't everyone's name be as easy as Jon Snow? Like, Jon, 3 letters. Jon, Snow, 4 letters. My son just dropped something. Why does her name have to be crazy? Why can't it just be Mother of Dragons or Danae? Like, super easy. Love that name. That's her new name. Danae Targar. Don't kill me. But no, that's really exciting news. Comicpalooza is getting these great Game of Thrones guests to show up. Hopefully there might be more. Who knows? Well, not hopefully. I mean, these two are big enough on their own that closes out a show. Trust me, I expect their lines to be huge. But I would love to see more Game of Thrones people to show up for Comicpalooza. We have a lot of like Lost and The Tick actors showing up, so that's really great, really awesome. And I really can't wait. You know, I'm really excited. I'm going to be hosting a panel for Comicpalooza called Podcasting Solo, how to host a solo, or it's called Podcasting for One, how to host a solo podcasting show, which I'm really excited for that one. I should be moderating some panels this year, and hopefully I get to have some celebrities come on during my live podcast on the con floor. So we'll see how that all works out. Like I said, last year, Ming Chen stopped by the booth and chatted with me for a little bit, and that was so awesome. I was just so ecstatic that happened. I was so starstruck that it happened because he just showed up. I didn't ask him to come on. He was just walking by, saw me podcasting, and was like, hey, I see a microphone. I need to speak into that, which is great because I plan on bringing like 30 microphones and just setting them up for people to just say, hey, I see a microphone. I should speak in that. Maybe I should do karaoke for people to just say, hey, I see a microphone. I should speak in that. Maybe I should do karaoke. Like, yeah, just podcast karaoke. That could be a lot of weird. All right, so for our next bit of Nifty Nerd news, it looks like the Suicide Squad reboot movie that's going to be directed by James Gunn is bringing back some of the old cast still. It looks like Jai Courtney, who played Captain Boomerang in the first one, has confirmed that he is returning for the reboot movie. And I don't really know how to feel. I'm not saying his character was bad in that movie. I'm just saying it wasn't very rememberable for me. I remember who he was. I remember who he looked like, but I can't really remember what he did. I think he was just like an asshole the whole time, but that's kind of how everyone was in the Suicide Squad movie, was everyone was just a complete asshole. And I mean, I guess that's cool. I think it's great to keep some of these actors because you want people to know who they're seeing. Of course, they're going to associate the Suicide Squad movie reboot with the old Suicide Squad movie. So having some of those same characters and not changing absolutely everyone is probably for the best. What, Stormy? Shut up. This cat just wants love and attention, and I have no patience for that. Because I got places to go, things to do, podcasts to record, people. Anyway. That's pretty much it in the Nifty Nerd News. I don't really have a lot this week. I've just been really busy with work. Me and my wife went out shopping yesterday, and I got called into work also. So we were just really, really busy. Like, we just haven't had time. And the only other things that I have been doing is playing video games. I've been playing a lot on my Nintendo Switch here recently, and I've been having a lot of fun with that. In fact, this week over on the rest of the podcast after the video, I'm actually going to be talking about a game that I've been playing a lot here recently called Wargroove. If you haven't heard of Wargroove, it's a strategy, I guess that's the best way to call it, a strategy war game, and it's kind of styled along like fantasy, medieval type setting, which is really cool, but it also looks like it's an exact clone of a Game Boy game I used to love playing called Advanced Wars, which I really love. And so I'll talk more about that on the podcast. So if you're interested in listening about these games, Wargroove and Advanced Wars, head over to the podcast. Like I said, it's on Podbean, Spotify, not SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio, Geek Life Radio, Wicked Radio Network, Podcoin, Apple, iTunes, and my main website, Bry-Fy podcast.podbean.com. I want to thank you guys so much for just watching the show again, listening to me ramble on for a few minutes. I think we're going to be about 9 minutes this episode, which is one of the shortest episodes I've done here on YouTube. But when you don't have a lot to talk about, you don't have a lot to talk about. I mean, it's not that there's a lot going on, just not a lot that interests me. So you want things that interest you, go somewhere else. Anyway, thank you guys for listening, and we will talk to you in a little bit. Peace. Bye. Bry-Fy out. Some other weird things. Segue. I can't think of what I want to say at this point, so we're just going to end the show. Bye. No, wait. No, we're ending the YouTube show. That's what I meant to say. Podcast show with this mic right here keeps going. So, yeah, go. Just go. Bye.